Okay, a new study is calling workplace stereotypes into question when it comes to office flirting. The data gathered by UC Berkeley researchers suggests that men in subordinate positions are most likely to flirt, use sexual innuendo, and even harass female bosses.
All right, for more, we're joined now by the study's co-author, Professor Laura Cray of the Haas School of Business at UC Berkeley. Professor, great to have you on tonight. We appreciate you coming on to discuss this here. So your study really challenges the notion that men in powerful positions are the most likely to behave inappropriately with behavior that might cross over into sexual harassment. What exactly did you find?
Well, thank you for having me. we're interested in studying the relationship between gender and power. And while there are certainly stereotypes of powerful men abusing their power and many examples out there in the world to confirm that this is a pattern that exists, most of the language and research around low power people engaging in sexual behavior in the workplace has focused on subordinate women. Let's say the secretary who hikes up her skirt and flirts with her boss to get better treatment. And we thought that perhaps this was an outdated stereotype. And so we wanted to put it to a test. And we ran several studies in our laboratory in which we put people into high or low power positions with an opposite sex task partner. And what we found is that it was low power men who took on the identity of the flirt and asked sexually inappropriate questions to their female bosses at a higher rate than high power men, low power women, or high power women.
Okay, so why do we think that is? Why do we think that men in these lower power positions are making these unwanted advances?
Our research found that what seems to be driving this is the motivation for greater power. And so when we ask people to pursue power, we find that men in particular use flirting as a dominance tactic, as a way to assert power.
All right, so you've done this research, you have these findings and this study completed. How do you see this being used now in the real world, potentially in workplaces, maybe to improve sexual harassment training at employers?
Well, I think it's an opportunity to examine how sexual dynamics at work are not confined to high power roles. And so it could be used in sexual harassment training to alert people sort of as a early warning detection system. What is most important about this work in my mind is that while people were engaging in these inappropriate behaviors, understandably, they didn't identify as harassers. Instead, they said that they were teasing, they were flirting, they were charming. And so I do think that this work opens up opportunities to help people gain self-awareness about how your own self-perception of your behavior may not be consistent with how other people are experiencing it.
All right, it certainly is an interesting study. Thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.